Welcome back to the Scenic Paranormal. I want to thank everyone who watched my last video. I really didn't think I'd get 100 views on my first video, and seeing it was quite a lengthy video. So in this part of the video, I'm going to explain a little bit about my fishing trip that I had on the 30th of August this year. Also, this part of the video is going to be good for people who are interested in the subject who haven't seen a UFO before, or who are also into the subject but are looking to get better results on seeing UFOs. Um, it involves fishing, beach fishing to be exact, and it's like a little technique that I use, and it's worked for me now 3 times in a row on the day. So I started a new job on the 24th of August. Met this guy from Stevenage. Um, and we started talking about fishing. And he was saying to me that he'd been fishing off of Bournemouth Pier whilst working on this building after work. Um, and he said he was going after the mackerel and that, but he didn't have any luck. And he was saying to me, "Do you know anywhere else where you can catch mackerel to?" And I was kind of like a bit stunned by that, because I've heard Bournemouth's a really good spot for mackerel. Because the thing is, with Bournemouth Pier, there's when you get to the end, you're covering quite a long distance of water, and then with your casting distance, you're actually quite far out. So you have a really good chance of actually catching fish off of there, or mackerel, or any type of fish really. And I said to him, yeah, well, we could. It's like, why don't we try Bournemouth? And he's like, well, the thing is, Bournemouth, if you don't catch anything, um, you end up losing a tenner, and it's not really worth it. And I was like, fair enough. I was thinking to myself, well, how about Highcliffe? Last time I went down to Highcliffe, we caught over 20 mackerel. And he's like, oh yeah, what's Highcliffe? I was, well, it's an absolutely amazing spot. Plus you got like big groins as well that you can big rock groins where you can cast off of. And he's like, yeah, we'll do that. So on the 27th of August, he took us down there after work, and yeah, he absolutely loved the spot. I mean, Highcliffe is a really nice spot. It is a really nice, quiet spot. Um, and he's like, right. So on Friday, I'll go home. I'll wake up at 2 a.m. on Saturday. I'll pick you up for 6 a.m. We get down here for sunrise. I was like, yes, yeah, I'm definitely up for that. So as we were getting back into the van, I also said to him, I was like, there's also a really good thing about this spot as well. So he's like, what's that? I was like, I find it's a good UFO spot. And he's like, what are you talking about? I was like, well, so I talked to him about the UFO subject a bit. I told him that the last time we come down here mackerel fishing, um, well, I had a UFO sighting with one of my friends, and like I said, I had a talk with him about that, and I told him what we've seen. And he's like, well, I've looked into the subject. I kind of believe it, but I've never seen one, so I don't really believe it that much. It's like, that's absolutely fine, mate. I totally understand. So so on the Saturday, he's picked me up at 6 a.m. We've got down to Highcliffe, and it was an absolutely lovely day. No clouds, wind below 10 miles an hour. Um, and yeah, he was ecstatic. I was ecstatic. I was looking around everywhere. I was scanning the sea, scanning the Isle of Wight, the lot. And I started taking pictures of that. And as you'll see in the next part, I ended up catching 3 UFOs. I didn't see any of them again, but like I say, in 2017, my mate from Hampshire, he was really into his beach fishing, and he was entering this what's it? He was entering a tournament, and he wanted someone to go with. So I accepted, only on the basis that I said to him, I said, mate, we are going to see UFOs. I'm only coming to this tournament to see UFOs. I'm like bantering with him about it, like laughing. He's like, "What are you going on about, you idiot? They're not real and all that." He's like total skeptic. And yeah, we get down there and we end up seeing a UFO. I kept going fishing with him. I didn't see another one until we entered the same tournament the year later, or it was a year and 2 months later. So it was April 2018. He ended up seeing another one, which was like, yeah, it was one of my top five, I think. Um, So then, and then, so in 2000, so in either June or July 2018, my mate from my area, he's bought a drone, and he was flying it out of his back garden, and he's flown it up, and he's like taken a picture, and he's phoned me up, and he's going, Andy, I've got a drone, and no, he's like, no, that drone I caught a UFO I got UFO footage of a UFO. And I was like, oh really? It's like, can I come around? He's like, oh no, I'm a bit busy tonight. And I didn't actually go around there until about 4 days later. And I've had a look at the footage in that, and basically the drone's gone up. And you know what? So he's flown it like half an hour before it gets dark. And you know when those stars come out just before it gets dark, he's taken a picture of that, and the camera's glitched, and it's kind of like split into 4 bits. And I've had a look at it, and I was like, oh, I can't. I didn't want to lie, but I didn't want to. I just wanted to give my own opinion. I was just like, I don't think it is one, because as it went up, you can see that it's a star, and you can see that the camera kind of shakes a little bit, and it's moved, and he's just like, oh, really? You got a bit offended, but it was like joking at the same time. It's like, right, well, do you know what? I've been watching UFO videos all week, and I've been saying to myself that I want to go fishing with you at night, right? And now I want to go fishing with you in the daytime. And I was like, I knew exactly what he was saying. I was like, I don't think it works in the daytime. It's like, look, I've got UFO footage in the daytime, and you always go on about seeing UFOs at the nighttime, and you haven't got any footage. And I was like, yeah, but every time I see a UFO, I don't have my phone on me, or my phone's run out of battery. It's a true story. um, He's like, I don't care. It's like, we're going mackerel fishing on the weekend down at Highcliffe. And I was like, oh, I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to get absolutely destroyed. And we've gone down Highcliffe, and we've seen 3 daytime UFOs. I couldn't believe it, but he couldn't believe it either. And then we ended up going back down Highcliffe. We were just up on the cliff for the top of the cliff, when we were just having a dog walk, and we ended up seeing another 3 UFOs at night. And the thing is, with like these sightings, what I've realised, it's always been on a really like nice day, like basically like hardly any cloud cover for daytime, hardly any cloud cover, wind below 10 miles an hour, and at night time the same. But so I've had 3 nighttime ones, or I've had 2 fishing nighttime ones, and it's been a full moon. And then when I went back with my mate with the drone, it was a red moon. Yeah, I'm just like, it's just like a little technique. It's worked for me. It's definitely worth a try if you're interested in the subject. So yeah, and I'll see you in the next part of the video. So the main part of the video. So my mate was true to his word. He picked me up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we got down to Highcliffe for our fishing trip just after sunrise. He was ecstatic. I was ecstatic. I was looking everywhere, scanning the Isle of Wight, scanning the horizon, and scanning over by Swanage. And here's the first picture. And there's something, you can see there's something in the top right hand corner of the screen. So, is it a seagull? Is it a crow? Is it a pigeon? Is it a magpie? Is it a cormorant? Could it be a helicopter? Could it be a plane? I guess the only way to find out is if we scroll in. So, scroll in. Go up. Scroll in. Go up. Bring it into the center. Scroll in a bit more. Yeah, I think we got another UFO. So this one looks like a dome. I would say like maybe 2/3 of a flying saucer, but it's got like it's got quite a distinctive kind of like glass panel, like quite a big glass panel. You kind of find it's being the middle of it's kind of being distorted by something. Some like grey, kind of looks like a grey mist or a force field, or maybe an electromagnetic field. It kind of looks like, like with when they diagram magnets and you see the force field around it, kind of looks like that because it's kind of like curving over and it's kind of distorted. Sounds kind of familiar. Could this grey mist be a part of the propulsion system of these craft? Because what I've heard, these UFOs are just slightly more technically advanced than we are. So, and I'm also of the opinion that this is also a part of the what's it? It's also a part of the masking system. Because, like I say, I didn't see this. I can't see these because when I took this picture, I'm looking up. I'm looking around, and then I take a picture, take another picture. And I'll look around first, then I take a picture. I didn't see it. And I also think so. Where I was saying about the masking that how they that I think the propulsion system is a part of the masking system as well. Because I've heard that electromagnetic fields and that can bend like light and that. So, and my theory is that these craft could also, where they're just a little bit more technically advanced, I'm of the opinion that they're creating atmospheric ducting to create and replicate a stable, a stable Fata Morgana, which is the most rarest, complex, superior mirage that is known around the globe. And there's another reason why I'm saying this, because over the last 8 months, I've witnessed 3 Fata Morganas, which are they're very rare. They're seen in polar regions. It's also said that they can be seen on hot days. It's very vague. And yeah, I've had 3. And if you go and have a look at the last video and you look at this video, you'll see that these Fata Morganas are even rarer than UFOs. And I've got a very strong feeling that these craft, like I say, are creating an atmospheric duct, and they can stabilize a Fata Morgana. Because if anyone who's seen a UFO that can shapeshift, they always look very distorted. And if you've ever seen a Fata Morgana, so with the Fata Morganas, I look at these Fata Morganas with my eyes, and I'm taking pictures, and I've taken videos, and what I'm seeing is different with my eyes, and on the camera, it's different. It's slightly different again. So yeah, it's just that for me they sound very familiar. But let's go into the next slide. Yeah, so this is the next slide, and it's not in here. The reason being because because I didn't see it. I've slightly zoomed in. I'm taking pictures of the scenery as well. I'm trying to get a good picture of the scenery, and it's going to be more up there. Absolutely gutted. And then here's the next slide, and it's not there. Yes, but it's good to get the first, but to get it on the first picture. And also, I said to my mates, "Oh yeah, we're going to see UFOs and that," and it's like And after this trip, I went back to work for a couple more days with him. I showed him the pictures at the end, and he's like, "Oh right, they are real." He was blown away by that one. As I said, like the old bird thing, is it a bird or a helicopter or a plane? And I scrolled in. He's like, "Whoa!" So yeah, it's quite a cool. It's a good technique. I mean, it's worth a go. It's definitely worth a go. Just just get a bit of bait and go for a little fish. It's good to get out in the outdoors and that, especially in the winter times, because everyone's like, you're all closed in. You're always like always indoors and that. But yeah. Go to the next slide. So this one's pretty good. I'd seen a cormorant coming over. I was like, right, I'll take a picture of that. So the cormorants are kind of like, I don't know if you've heard of them. They're like the Dracula birds. They kind of stand like that. And they're like I think that they're predators of the water. They dive a lot. I mean, like seagulls do as well, but the cormorants are literally always going for the fish. So yeah, we're going to the next. Oh, so yeah, if we scroll in, So yeah, you can't quite make it out, but it's still got the light ring I was talking about physical objects in the last video. You might think that's a bit of a thing. I'm pretty sure that there is it's just a reflection off the water. Because you've got the sun up here. There's loads of like little clouds, and you can faintly see the sun rays there. So, and you've got a bit of light there and a little bit of light there. So that's most probably what that is. Let's go to the next slide. So we get the cormorant again. And go to the next slide. There we got my fishing buddy, the cormorant. Said he's coming back next year. Well, we might get some more UFOs. Get the sixth one. Because like I said, like in the last video, I've had 2 sightings with one friend, 2 sightings with another friend. Yeah, might get 2 sightings with this guy next time he comes down. He thoroughly enjoyed the day because he was getting into fishing, and he never caught anything. So I brought him down here, absolutely stunning day, and he's caught 10. And you don't actually know how ecstatic he was about the whole day. He just kept thanking me all day. So I was like, yeah, come down next year. But look, so we got the cormorant, and then over in the distance here, we got another triangle. Another one. So how many is that now? Is that 4? If we count the square that looked like a triangle square, it also looked like a circle or a rectangle. If you haven't watched my last video, I would suggest you go over to after you watch this one and the end of the next part. I would suggest you go over to my last video and just watch that. But I think we can count that as 4, maybe 3.5. Count it as 4. We'll put it next to the list. So yeah, if we go on to the next one, so here we go. So this was at 10:30. I'd gone to the shop, get a bit of lunch. I've come back and I just started snapping shots. So this part is left to our swim that we were, or the big groin that we were fishing off of. And I just started taking pictures again. And in the next slide, I've zoomed in. I think I was just trying to get a better view of the clouds. I think maybe I can't remember why I zoomed in. But look at the next shot. Oh, what's that? It's quite a big one. Looks like about as big as a house, maybe. I mean, so this one again, I've tracked the mileage, and it's 15 kilometers, which is 9.3 miles. And again, that's massive. It's huge. Like a huge rectangle just pops out of nowhere. And then if we go to the next slide, I bet you can guess what's going to happen, can't you? Boom. It's gone. It's a goner. But that's just how it goes with these pictures. And like I said, I didn't see it. And I was looking in that direction. So yeah, like what I was going to say. So with the last part, I was trying to explain the correct weather times that I've noticed for these UFO sightings when I've gone fishing, or just in general. It's all what I was going to say. If you're going to go fishing, if you don't see anything within 3 hours at night and you're getting bored, you can just go home, because the 3 sightings that I've had fishing, is it 3? I think it's 4. No, the 4 sightings I've had fishing, I've always seen them within 1 to 3 hours. So you don't have to stay out the whole night. If you want to stay out the whole night, that's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine. Because a lot of people do like all night fishing that. But like I say, if you're like first time to fishing that, you don't have to do an all nighter. The more dedicated fishermen will do all nighters, because they they're very passionate about the sport. It's very it is good. If you get into you want to catch the big fish in that, and it's a lot harder with sea fishing. But yeah, just try the technique out, and I'll see you in the next part. So in this part of the video, I'm going to share with you my opinion on how I think these UFOs are masking their appearance to the human eye. I have a hunch that is based on atmospheric duct theory. So I think they're using an atmospheric duct or atmospheric ducting to create and replicate a Fata Morgana but their technology is a little bit more advanced than what we know. So the thing is, we understand the science about Fata Morgana, but I don't think we can replicate it. And like I say with my pictures that I'm showing you, I can't see these objects. So people are probably thinking, what's a Fata Morgana got to do with it? So over the last 8 months, I've managed to capture on picture some of the most rarest weather phenomenon um, around the globe. I've caught 3 Fata Morganas over the last 8 months. So we have a little read. Fata Morgana, the name comes from the Italian translation of Morgan Le Fay, the fairy shape-shifting half-sister of King Arthur. Now, for anyone who's witnessed or seen a shape-shifting UFO, that sounds kind of familiar. So a Fata Morgana is a very complex superior mirage. It appears with alternations of compressed and stretched areas, erect images, and inverted images. Fata Morgana is also a fast-changing mirage. And as you'll see from the pictures and a short video, you'll see that the Fata Morgana is a fast changing mirage. So I have a hunch that the technology of these UFOs they've obviously mastered. Also, they've not only mastered anti gravity and speeds of unknown velocity, also masking themselves at the same time, and they can also like not be detected by radar. They can come on radar and then come off radar. And again, it could be down to maybe they've created an atmospheric duct on a certain frequency. So Fata Morgana mirages are most common in polar regions, especially over large sheets of ice with a uniform low temperature, but they can be observed almost anywhere. So, like I say, so I'm taking these pictures of the Fata Morgana off of south coast of England from start of spring to the end of summer. So yeah, I'm just in the right place at the right time. In polar regions, a Fata Morgana may be observed on cold days in desert areas and over oceans and lakes. A Fata Morgana may be observed on hot days, like the days I've been explaining. For a Fata Morgana, temperature inversion has to be strong enough that light rays curvatures within the inversion are stronger than the curvature of the Earth. Now, with that one, I mean, I've seen them quite close in. Like, you'd have to see in the videos and that. But so the rays will bend and form arcs, and an observer needs to be within an atmospheric duct to be able to see a Fata Morgana. Fata Morgana mirages may be observed from any altitude within Earth's atmosphere, including mountaintops and airplanes. Now, the one in April, there's a cloud that looks odd. When I say odd, I didn't see it. I don't know what this cloud is, but it's a part of the part of the superior mirage Fata Morgana thing. So yeah, with the atmospheric ducting. So if you have a look on that, now I don't understand it. I mean, I've literally just come across it. If you have a little read through it, it's going on here about like it could just be frequency waves and stuff like that. I mean, like, you know what I mean? So, and also have a look on propagation and electromagnetic radiation. You have a look through those, and atmospheric ducting is a part of that. So I don't know. Like I say, it's just like a hunch. Hopefully, someone on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube might be able to make a bit of sense of this. But like I say, I'm just doing it. So I'm doing this video because I've seen these like I say, I've seen these superior mirages, and I did actually post the second one. So I've got 3. The first pictures you'll see, they relate to the fishing trip on the 30th of August. We've got 11 pictures of that, and then the second load of pictures. So we've got 4 pictures and 1 short video, and they were taken on the 17th of May in the morning, and then the last one is on the 1st of April. So if you have a little look at the pictures in that. So yeah, so this is what's that? So have a look at here. So yeah, that's the first bit, and then that's the second picture, and it's like closing up in that. Yeah. and then it's not. This is zoomed in, and then a little look. And like when I seen those two dots like that, I actually seen a boat. So I've come off of the beach and I've come on the big groin, and so like when I first seen it, I seen that bit of the boat and I seen that bit of it, and this was quite a big boat. It wasn't a tanker, but I mean like it was quite a big boat for like, you know, what you normally see. But there was a big gap in the middle there. So like I say, and it's kind of, you know, I keep saying about you know, the UFOs that I see, I can't see them, but then my camera picks them up. And with the Fata Morgana, it's very, well, not similar. I can see it, but my camera picks up. So when I'm looking at it, it looks different than what I'm taking a picture of it. If that makes sense. So we go over and see, you can see it's like changing now. It's like kind of making it, you know, the boat's coming together now. Still got a little bit of a gap there. The grainy picture doesn't help. So the next one. So this is the video.
I don't know if you can see that, but I don't know what that is. It's like loads of big boats separated. Got a picture of it. I've never seen anything like that. It's like right out on the horizon, but there's like loads of little like super tall boats split apart. Some of them even look like they're off the water.
So yeah, so like I say, hopefully you can hear that. I've got the I had the what's it, the it wasn't on mute. So basically when I came up to here, so this is on the 17th of May. This relates to it relates to my first video I done last week. And so yeah, I came onto the seafront. I was going to work, and when I first come across this, it actually looked like. So when I first see, you'll hear me in the video saying it. I don't know if you can see that, but it looks like 10 boats, like 10 big tall boats, like, and I didn't really know what it is, and it looked like they also looked like they looked like they were floating. So it was like you know, see the gaps, but it also had like see the white line there. That was actually there. And it looked like this big tanker was up a little bit. So I just started taking a video of it. But so as I've taken the phone out, taken one picture, I was like, right, I'll get a picture of that. No, take a video of that. And I'm looking at it, and I can see about 10 gaps, or maybe it was basically like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was about 7 or so. And I'm looking at the camera, and it's not. I can't really see it that well, but I'm looking at it. And I'm just like, there's definitely about. I can see like 7 gaps, and like the phone's only picking up 2 gaps, and this little one here that like just like closes up. So like I say, when I'm looking at it at these Fata Morgana mirages, they look different to what they look like on through the camera. So we go to the next. So the next picture is the first picture I took before I'd done the video, and as you can see, so again the grainy video doesn't really help, but so like I say, so you see those gaps, that is masking, or it might be stretching it or whatever, but it's kind of masking the boat, and like especially that bit there. Like I say, when I seen it was like it had gaps everywhere, but it just looked like this part here. So yeah, it's bit of a strange one, but you can see what I mean when I'm talking about the atmospheric ducting. So go on to the next one and see. So I'm taking. So this is the picture I've taken after doing the video, and it's coming together. So it's very fast changing mirage. And then this is the next picture. Again, it's a bit grainy in that, but you know it's still forming the shape. Still got a couple of gaps there, and probably there's a little bit of masking there going on. Go to the next one, and yeah, it's kind of like forming together. If anyone's wondering what this is most probably, I don't know, it is. So there's a boat here, and in the video you'll see it. What's it? It's put its sail up. So that is most probably that. So the next slide. So this one's the mind bender. So I took these pictures. The next 9 pictures I took them at 2:49 p.m. British summertime. Did I get that right? I think I got that right. British summertime. It's basically start of spring, 1st of April. 9 pictures within a minute. And yeah, you have a look at them. See if you're probably thinking, oh, what? There's another Fata Morgana, not really much of a headbender, or yeah, a bit of a mind bender. But so it's got a gap, and this is what I was like, what's that out there? This is before I even knew what a mirage, what a superior Fata Morgana mirage was. So I'm taking pictures of it. You can see it's kind of closing up, or it's got a bit of more gap now. And again, the grainy pictures doesn't help. I've only got a 1 camera phone. I have one of those free cameras, but yeah, like, so it's still got a bit of a gap in. I couldn't really make. I was like, what is that? I'd never seen one before. Well, I couldn't remember. Zoom in again. And you got the gap, so it's getting bigger, smaller. It's like getting distorted in that. Go into it again. It kind of looks like it's closing up a bit there. But yeah, it looked different to well. Now I think this one looked quite similar. I mean, I could just see a back end of a big boat and the front bit. So we go back, and then we scroll in again. Where is it? I'll probably step to the side a little bit. And then yeah, there's a gap. And you're probably thinking, what's he going on about Mindbender? It's just a mirage. Well, when you first come into this picture, did you notice anything? I mean, I didn't see it. I didn't even see it. I posted this on this. So this is a cloud, right? I posted this on Facebook a couple of months ago, and like, you have a look at it. Like, what? I mean, like, so I've never seen a cloud like that in my life. I didn't see that when I took the picture. I was just focused on the boat. I mean, like, so this cloud formation is like, I looked it up, and I can't find it anywhere, and it's like a mirror image cloud formation, because see the lower half of this cloud formation is exactly the same as this up here. I mean, I know you get like faces in clouds and stuff like that. That's fair enough, but this is a mirror image that, as you can see, like if you look in the middle, right, so this big head bit here is exactly the same as that bit down there, and as you go along, it's all the same. It is basically a mirror image. Maybe it's a superior mirage. I don't think it is, but I'm pretty certain it is because of the next slide. But if we'll have a little look at it, I'll come out of how do we get out of this? We're going to escape. That's it. So we give it a little rotate. So we give it a rotate, and then it's even got like faces, like, I don't know, like reptilian faces in it. In there, it's got some earrings, or maybe that's cheekbones. I don't know. It looks really odd. I'm not a believer of the reptilian alien or reptilian human conspiracy theory. I think it's a bit far fetched, that one, but that's just my opinion. So you got another face, or it looks like a little torso and a little face. Again, looks kind of like reptilianish. This one, so you got a couple of legs. It looks like little torso. And you got like a mouth there, and then like a big head. So you kind of see like a nose and an eye, maybe a little moustache in that. You go along. I think there's another one somewhere. Yeah. I'll turn it around in a minute. So you got another little face there. Turn it around. So yeah, just turn it around again. So yeah, we come down here, and like, look, I mean, like, you got like, so you got a couple, I don't know, a couple of arms or a couple of legs. You got looks like a bit of a, I don't know, I suppose you could call that a devil face or a Satan face. Yeah, like I say, I don't really believe in Satan and that stuff. I just think it's a bit far fetched. But yeah, it's an interesting picture in that. Yeah, it's got the horns and stuff. Yeah, but so yeah, like it's just an interesting cloud formation. But yeah, so you got like a little torso. You got like, I don't know, like a head, I guess. Maybe, I don't know, it's a bit odd. But yeah, I mean, like, so let's just put it back round again. Like I said, I didn't even see it. And like, so again, so the next picture is the next slide, right? And like I've said in my last video, I'm seeing I'm taking pictures of the scenery, and then in the pictures something else pops up. I mean, like, you'd expect to see that. I didn't see that. I didn't notice this picture until a couple of months ago. A few of my I'll be sharing this to my Facebook, and people on my Facebook will know what that. I called it the Royal Sphere. It was a joke. It's just a joke. So, and then this is the next slide. With it, and then, again, these 9 pictures are taken within a minute. I mean, I don't know. I can't remember. I'm just taking pictures. I'm not looking at the time. I'm taking pictures of the scenery. I was taking a picture of this Fata Morgana, which I didn't know. I was complexing me because I didn't know what it was. So yeah, if you go back and so you can tell. So you see these clouds here. They're also in. So you see these clouds here, and you see that bit there, right? That's that. They're in this picture here, as you can see there. So you can see the you know, like the blue bit of sky, and you got those there. So this is the next picture. And I don't know. I mean, like, could that have been that cloud? Possibly, it could have been that cloud. Possibly. So you got kind of like these, kind of like thingies, because that was kind of, yeah. Look, maybe, possibly. But then this, again, this is this must be a new cloud formation, because you try and look this one up, can't find it. It is literally a mirror image. I mean, like, that's, you know, like the equations to get something like that as a cloud formation. It must be some of the most rarest weather phenomenon, like ever. Like, you know what I mean? You've got the Fata Morgana there, and you've got this cloud here, but you have got that little thingy there, and then that is actually in the next picture. Look, so that bit is actually there. And this is just, yeah, I don't know, mind bender. I don't know. I don't know. Look, and this part here, this part of the cloud hasn't moved. That part of the cloud hasn't moved, because that's still the blue bit there. How is this just moving on its own? It's really strange. Is that another face there? Well, it's just, you know, looks a bit like Guy Fawkes. So yeah, here's the next. Oh, that's the end picture. Yeah. So you got that, and you got that, and like, still they haven't really moved. This part of the clouds haven't really moved. That little leg thing's gone. Yeah, that thing's gone. Yeah, it's just I don't know. But anyway, I'll leave this video here, and I will see you in the next one. I bet some of you are like, I can't believe he's got another. I have got some more. I've got I've got some more. So I'll see you in the next one. Wasps love sand eel. Takes about 10 minutes to devour that sand eel.